we've got the major players in food service that have joined the initiative, have put resources against the initiative, saying it's really important that we start to standardize and we start to get these things done. The way we're organized is there are 4 groups. One is the steering committee. Each of the members have the opportunity to be on the steering committee. The steering committee sets the tone and the direction, the things that we're working on, and the pace that we're going to work on those things. I'm going to show you in a minute who's on the steering committee. The objective in the steering committee is to have 8 distributors, 8 operators, and 8 manufacturers, so that we represent, again, the entire supply chain. Working groups are groups that are formed to work on specific problems. We had a working group on master data attributes. They did their work, and that group is no longer in existence. But we do have a food safety group. This group's working on traceability and traceability issues. We have a marketing group, a group that's working on how to communicate all the food service activities. And then we have a technology group and a implementation group that have done most of their work and are kind of winding up their activities. We have an advisory group. The advisory group is a group of representatives from companies that help the working groups understand what they need to work, working groups and task groups, to understand projects that they need to be working on, and they communicate the progress that the working groups and task groups are making to the steering committee, to the leaders. And then the last group are the task groups. The task groups are groups that are formed for a short period of time to solve a very specific problem. So if something should come up regarding nutritional attributes, something that needs to be discussed for the community, a task group would get formed. They would work on that very specific problem, solve the problem, and then they disband. Generally, these groups exist for 2 or 3 months. Here's the list of the steering committee members. In yellow, you're looking at the distributors that are represented on the steering committee. In white, we're looking at the manufacturing members. And then we have operators listed in green. Right now we have 9 distributors, 8 manufacturers, and 4 operators. You can see who these people are and which companies are represented. You also see on this slide the position that the members have it within their organizations. The significant thing here is to note that we've got the right people that can make decisions, that can really make it happen. So again, very very impressive group of people to help drive this initiative. There's 3 main objectives of the food service initiative in the U.S. One is to improve efficiencies in food service, drive out waste from the supply chain. The second is to improve product information. This would be information on products such as allergens, nutritional value, and it could even be weights and other things that are fundamental to any product. And then the third thing is to put the necessary foundation in place to establish good traceability systems, so that again the operators know that the food substances that they're receiving are in fact safe for consumer consumption. The initiative has been broken up into what are called Phase 1 and Phase 2, or Phase 1 and Phase 2 for the initiative. Phase 1 is getting the G10s, the global trade item numbers, on the products, getting the locations identified, and getting the fundamental things such as weights, measures, the cube, all defined. And then on Phase 2, they are the additional attributes that food service is looking for, things like the allergens, ingredients, nutritional value in those food substances. The team has pretty much defined, all the Phase 1 attributes have been defined, and on Phase 2, most of the nutritional and allergens have been defined for the stage that we're at right now. I mean, will there be more later? There could be, but right now the groups have defined what they think are the necessary attributes for nutrition, allergens, and ingredients. Looking at our roadmap and milestones, the one objective on the roadmap, or we have a roadmap that's on the website. You can look at it. It's called the GS1 U.S. Food Service Roadmap to Complete and Accurate Data. It lists all of the targeted dates and activities that the initiative has agreed to for the next 2 years. The initiative is striving for a 75% voluntary adoption of GS1 standards by the food service industry by 2015. So again, we have the 64 founding members, but we need to go way beyond the 64 founding members to make sure that all food service companies are using GTINs, GLN, and the GDSN to gain the efficiencies and the other systems that we talked about. On this page, what we're looking at are the milestones and timing. You can see back in 2009 when the initiative was established, there was an endorsement in 2009 by the food service industry saying, yes, we are going to endorse GS1 standards. This is the right thing to do. We do need to have this standardization. There was promotion through the trade associations and key industry executives talking about the initiative, explaining why all food service companies should join the initiative. Trading partners acquired, if they didn't have them, acquired their company prefixes. There's still others that need to follow some of these steps, but trading partners acquired their prefixes, and then the manufacturers, distributors, and operators started to assign their global location numbers. In 2010, the manufacturers started assigning GTINs to their products, including getting what we call data carriers or barcodes on the products. Manufacturers, distributors, and operators started to look at what is necessary to get the GDSN communication that Pete talked about, and then we started collecting phase 1 data attributes and populating GDSN, and then the manufacturers towards the end of the year started analyzing their phase 2 attributes, the additional attributes that we talked about, nutritional value and allergens. In 2011 and 2012, manufacturers will be populating GDSN with their additional attributes, and then they'll begin using GDSN to communicate their GTINs and the attributes associated with those GTINs to their trading partners. Just to show you what happened with the founding members, they went through a 5-step process. The first step was they completed an organizational assessment, looked at their organization, looked at where they're using GTINs, where they're using GLNs, whether or not they were already using GDSN. So they looked at where are we today. The second step was to put together a recommendation on what was going to be necessary to begin implementing GS1 systems. The third step was education and training for their organizations, because once you start using GTINs and GLN, GDSN, changes are going to have to be made in the way we do things within our organizations. People are going to have to be trained and educated on how these new systems are going to work. Step 4 was an implementation plan on how exactly an individual organization is beginning to make it happen. And then step 5 was the measuring, report outs, status to keep the initiatives going. So all of the founding members went through this 5-step process, and in their organizations